Hello, this is Gair Karunatillake, Chapter 3, Reading 1. I'll read it through, and then we'll go on to shared screen, and we'll go through it in detail. Bhante Nagasena atti kochi satto yo imamahakaya anyankayam sankamatiti nahi maharajati. Yadi Bhante Nagasena imamha kaya anyankayam sankamanto natti nanu muttu bhavissati papakehi kammehiti. Ama Maharaja yadi na pati sandahya muttu bhavissati papakehi kammehi. Yasmachakho Maharaja pati sandahati tasma na parimuttu papakehi kammehiti. Bhante Nagasena nacha sankamati pati sandahati chati. Ama Maharaja nacha sankamati pati sandahati chati. Katham Bhante Nagasena nacha sankamati pati sandahati cha. Upammam kurohiti. Yatha Maharaja Gochideva Puriso Padipato Padipam Padipaya Kinnukhoso Maharaja Padipo Padipamha Sankamatoti Nahi Bhanteti Evameva Ko Maharaja Nacha Sankamati Patisandahati Chati. Right, sorry for the delay, just trying to get used to the system. Hopefully you have the shared screen where I've put the annotations. Bhante, as we know, we're using the phrase in English now, just the respectful address to a monk or other venerable people. Atti, Sanskrit asti means is, and in the interrogative form just means is it, or in this case, is there, does there exist? Kochi, ko means who, and followed by chi or chid makes an indefinite, so it means anybody or any being. So kochi, it can be a pronoun, anybody, or a pronominal adjective like any being. Here it's kochi satto, any being. Your, masculine, who or which. Sankamati, steps over, translated as transmigrates. Imamha kaya, ablative, from this body. Anyankayam, this is the accusative of motion, steps over from this body to another body. The root, Sanskrit root kram, Pali we say kam, kamati. Sanskrit kramati, Pali kamati means to step. With the prefix sam, it has a number of different meanings. Here it means like a completed action, like not just taking a step, stepping, but stepping over from one thing to another. I've stepped over, I was there, now I'm here. That's the idea of sankamati. And what is being emphasized here, according to my understanding, is the idea of an identifiable being who was there, but he took a step and is now there. And that is what Nagasena is saying does not happen. And this ti at the end, it's just, it's from the word in full form in Sanskrit, iti, meaning thus. It's like end quote, thus he said. So it marks the end of a quote. Next one, nahi maharajati. No, nahi, indeed not indeed. Maharajati. Note that wherever you get a word that would normally end in a short vowel, see where I'm highlighting in the next line, it would normally be kamehi, the short e. Whenever the short vowel is followed by a t, it has the effect of lengthening it. So the vocative would normally be Maharaja with a short a at the end. Because it's followed by a t, it's lengthened, Maharajati. So indeed not, great king. Yedi, if, Venerable Nagasena, we have nati, which is in the previous verse, previous line, we had ati, there is, na ati is not, or there is not, becomes by sandhi nati. Mark well the word sandhi, it occurs a little bit further on. Sandhi means putting together. When two words come together, they either merge or change. That's known as sandhi, putting together. So na'ati by sandhi becomes nati. Sankamanto. Sankamanto, present participle from sankamati. There's one who steps, or a stepper. So it's a noun. So an adjective or a noun. Here it's used as a noun. Nati sankamanto, there is no stepper over. Imamhakaya anyankayam. Again, ablative, imamhakaya, from this body, and then accusative of motion, because it's stepping over to something, anyankayam, to another body. Nanu, it starts a question, but it's a question that expects the answer yes. I mean, surely you'll agree with me. Surely it must be the case that it expects the answer yes. So nanu bhavisati. Then it could sometimes be translated, I take it to be the case that, or can you confirm that it's the case that, so something like that, or surely it will be so. So nanu bhavisati. Then I take it that there will be, then surely one will be, bhavisati will be mutto, liberated. Papakehi kamehi. We know papa is a sin or an evil act. The adjective is papaka, sinful or evil. Ablative plural, papakehi kamehi. So from evil act. So mutto bhavisati, he will be liberated, papakehi kamehi, from evil acts. And again, T, end of quote. Ama Maharaja. So ama is just a polite way of saying yes, or an emphatic way of saying yes. Yes, indeed, Maharaja. Note here above we had Maharajati, because it's followed by a T. This is the ordinary vocative here, not followed by a T, so it's a short a in the vocative form. If it were nominative, the great king would be Maharaja, vocative Maharaja. Yadi na patisandhaya muttu bhavisati papakehi kamehi. So yadi, if, na patisandhaya, translated as one were not reborn, muttu bhavisati, one will be or would be liberated, papakehi kamehi. I'll come back to sandhaya in a moment, patisandhaya in a moment. Yasma chako, but because yasma on its own means because. Here emphatic. Yasma chako, but because Maharaja, O great king, patisandhati, one is reborn. Tasma, yasma, and tasma correlate with each other. Yasma, wherefrom, tasma, therefore, therefrom. Because, therefore, yasma tasma. Because one is reborn, tasma, therefore, naparimutto, not liberated. The verb bhavisati also does service for here. It doesn't need to be repeated. He could have said naparimuto bhavisati. One would not be liberated. Papakehi gamehi. Now, this verb dha, it's actually cognate with the English, the Greek te, which we have as thesis, synthesis. In English, the basic meaning is to put, and with the prefix some. This could also be written with a subdotted m. Sandha means to put together, and we get, I mentioned above, the verbal man sandhi, which is putting together. The word sandhi, identical in Sanskrit and Pali, is exactly cognate with the Greek, which came into English, synthesis. The synthesis is the putting together, the marrying together of two things. Pati sandahati, the prefix pati means in correspondence with, up against. It often means again. So pati sandahati, it's not exactly reborn. It has more the meaning of coming together again. So I'm just trying to find the... So to translate it as reborn, it doesn't quite hit the spot, because with reborn, that conveys the idea that, you know, got this person who was there and then gets reborn. This reflects the idea of the sankharas, of the lines of force, of mental tendencies. In other words, there's an individual who is reborn, but everything that the individual, so-called individual, was, it carries on and it comes together again. So it suggests not a thing being reborn, but the continuation of a flowing energy. That's why I say reborn isn't a highly satisfactory translation. So it's the continuation of the flux. Bhante Nagasena nacha sankamati patisandahaticha. So nacha and cha, and not and, it means but neither nor. Remember that the cha, cognate with the Latin que, usually means and, but it often has a disjunctive meaning, either one or the other. But here is neither A nor B. Nacha sankamati patisandahaticha. Neither steps over nor is reborn, to use the poor translation. So it's as if he's asking kind of puzzle question. What do you mean? He doesn't step over, but he is reborn. Ama Maharaja nacha sankamati patisandahati chati. Sorry, I've mixed up that previous one. Is nacha sankamati. One does not transmigrate, patisandahaticha, but is reborn. How do you mean he doesn't transmigrate, but he is reborn? Ama Maharaja nacha sankamati patisandahaticha. That's yes, great king. One does not transmigrate, but one is reborn, or but one is a continued flux. Katam bhante nagasena nacha sankamati patisandahaticha. Then katam, how is that? How do you mean nagasena? That he's neither, but he's not, he doesn't step over, he doesn't transmigrate. And cha again meaning but he is reborn. What do you mean? He doesn't do one, but he does do the others. If he can't understand, he regards them as two contradictory, inconsistent propositions. Upamam karohi. Karohi, with a short e, with the imperative, also say kuru. Karohi means just do or make. and the E is lengthened here because of the following T. Without the T, it would just be upamam karohi. Upama, upamam, analogy, exemplification. The upama, the up measure, upama, up measuring, is example as a concrete noun, and it's made into an abstract noun. In Sanskrit, upama, make an abstract by aupamya, an exempling and exemplification, and by phonetic transmutation, in the normal way, Sanskrit aupamya becomes the Pali upama. So give me an example, give me an analogy, an exemplification of it. Yatha Maharaja, Kochideva Puriso Padipato Padipam Padipeya. Now, before we had Kochi, Kochid, Kochideva. Kochi, anyone. The D here is inserted euphonically. In fact, in Sanskrit, it would always be there. Kashchideva, it would be in Sanskrit. So Kochideva, meaning anyone at all. Just it's an emphatic, so it does. It could just be Kochi Puruso, or just Kochi on its own. You say Kochi Padipato Padipam Padipeya means a person, anyone. So just as Great King, any person, Padipeya, this is the optative form. The indicative is Padipati, he lights, as in Padipa, a lamp or a candle. Somebody, and in the optative, is somebody might light. It's kind of a generalized statement. As if, take the examples, as if a person might light. So it's Padipeya, Padipam, Padipato, might light, Padipam, accusative object, a lamp, Padipato, that's an alternative form of the ablative, from a lamp. So Kochideva, Yatha, just as, Kochi, or Kochideva Puriso, any person, Padipeya, might light, Padipeya, Padipam, a lamp, Padipato, from a lamp, that is from another lamp. Kinnu Khoso Maharaja Padipo Padipamha Sankamanto. Kinnu is the opposite of the previous nanu. It's expecting the answer no. So surely you aren't saying Kinnu, it cannot be the case. I mean, I'm expecting the answer no to this question. You know, is it the case that so Padipo, so is just the pronominal adjective here qualifying Padipo. Is it the case that so Padipo, that lamp, Sankamanto, is a stepper over? It's the present participle here. It could be Sankamati, just as correctly. Could it be the case that that lamp, Sankamato, is a stepper over Padipamha, from the lamp, from the first lamp? Nahi bhanteti, not indeed, certainly not, Venerable Sir. Evam eva ko Maharaja, in exactly the same way, Maharaja. Nacha sankamati patisandahati chati. In exactly the same way, Maharaja, Great King. Nacha sankamati patisandahati cha. So it's patisandahati cha. There is the two cha. It is not, it does not step over, it does not transmigrate, but it is reborn. In Pali you say, and it does not transmigrate, but it is reborn. So in the same way, Maharaja, a person, na sankamati, or nacha sankamati, does not step over, patisandahati cha, but he does come together again. Right, that's it from this reading.